Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey.
It's me, your VP, and your president over there. And today we're going to be talking about a very special game for me because I recently just completed a game. Well, not really completed, but I beat the story of a particular game today that one of our viewing audiences has been wanting us to do for a while now. So here it is. Call of Duty World at War. This game was released on November 11th, 2008 in North America, and then on November 12th in Europe, and I think November 13th in Japan. So there you go.
Yeah, and it's also got it was ported for the at the time the Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, the Nintendo Wii, and the PlayStation 3,
The
as well
version
as different versions of the same game for the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo DS.
and also later on Microsoft Mobile as well. But the version today that I'm going to be talking about is the Microsoft Windows PC version for today's review. So, just heads up and spoiler warning for the story and campaign of Call of Duty World at War, as we're going to be talking about some stuff in here that a lot of people may find disturbing, as this game kind of takes in a more realistic, gritty depiction of the Second World War and two theater fronts that you get to play at, the European theater and the Pacific theater.
Well, it's been said by a lot of different people. There's a very famous phrase about war, and that is war is hell.
Mm-hmm. So let me get down straight. As you know, a lot of people praise this game for being really good, actually, and it is. I liked it, and it ended on such an awesome note. But in the game, the way when you first start up, you get this awesome cutscene, and I'm gonna show it here right now. Actually, the cutscene in general, and it's awesome because you get to see everything that happened leading up to the moment when you first get to play, and what you play as Private Miller and the American side of the war, and he's at a Japanese POW camp where he's getting tortured for information. That's legit what's happening, and they're beating him, and you even get in one of the Japanese soldiers even burns a cigar on your face. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. So I never said that this game was going to be family friendly. So you may want to skip this one out. And then even later is that the fact that one of the Japanese soldiers even like takes a knife from one of their feet and then slits your partner's throat right in front of you, and you're like, whoa, and you're like, okay, this is how it's gonna go then, right? And you're like, yep. And so then afterwards, one of your sergeants, Roebuck, he comes to your rescue and he saves you, and then you basically have to like shoot your way through everything, and then you come up to a temple where you come up to like this temple shrine thing, and they're like, wait, hold it back, and then one of the guys is like, what is this? And then he blows up, and you're like, whoa. And then the Japanese straight up bonsai charge you, and you they barely give you enough time to press V for this, and I can't tell you how many times I died to the stupid Japanese bonsai charge because I couldn't press V in time. It's seriously crazy. I hate it. But I do like the fact that the American side of the campaign isn't really about the story. It's more about the immersion of the Pacific theater and the tactics that the Japanese would use against the Americans in order to, well, pretty much kill them, as you see multiple times throughout my playthrough. And I may even put in a little compilation of just what happened here, about how many times I died, which I have to say is probably over a few dozen. I want to say this game is kind of hard, even on easy. It's still one of the most difficult Call of Duty games out there. Got anything to say real quick before I move on?
I'm thinking. Brain fart there for a minute. Now does this game stack up to like previous Call of Duty entries? And
It's more
because
so okay. So the previous Call of Duty entries are more arcadic in a way. If you guys catch what I'm saying, like it's not most Call of Duty games before World at War were mostly not really story based, but they were more just like fun first person shooters. And then we got probably one of the most influential first person shooter games in Call of Duty, and that was Modern Warfare. And then it was them that started focusing on the story, and then that's when Treyarch kind of said, you know what, hold my beer, I think we could tell a better story in the World War II setting.
perhaps.
And they did, and it's really good. So then the next mission, you're trying to take over this island because you're part of the island hopping campaign of the Second World War. If you guys know your history, then you know how this was hard because it was brutal. It was brutal fighting battles after brutal fighting battles from island to island. And I think the one you're doing is Penaloo. I think it's the island's name. It's based off of a real battle that they did. I'm trying to remember which island was that we did. I think it's Penaloo is the one. But it kind of just shows you what you're trying to do because even then you have to burn out the Japanese in their motor pits with the flamethrower. Yeah, it gets brutal, guys. Did I ever say it's brutal? Yeah. So then we get to the Battle of Stalingrad in the Russian side of the campaign, which holy crap, guys. The story really matters here because they dive deep down into what they needed to do back then to do this because it's like you take control of Private Dmitry Promvigo. I can't pronounce the name right because it's Russian. I don't know Russian that well. But you take control of him, and then you basically have to help Reznov, your sergeant, kill a high class Nazi soldier because it was awesome and this actually happened. A Nazi was sniped from an unknown assailant, and it looks like that you were the unknown assailant who did it. So that was actually kind of cool. But you then have to. But then there's also another mission, or there's another part in this game, in this same mission that a lot of people had trouble with, and it's the sniper part where you're basically playing cat and mouse with another sniper, and it's kind of difficult to be honest. But I did it on my first try. I don't know why so many people had trouble with it. Like, to be honest, I don't know why so many people had trouble with the sniper because it's like, bruh, it's actually kind of easy. But then we come to probably after that, after that we then come to another part of the mission, or another mission with the Russians where you're basically trying to take out where you're trying to take out tanks, and you basically have to get like bazookas and you just got to blow up the tanks. It's awesome. It's fun. But then there's one where a tank comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh crap, and you have to like run away real quick to get far away to blow the tank up, and you're like, whoa, it's crazy, and you have to reach to the
Hi.
oh, thanks, Mom. You have to reach to the bridge in order to get to it, and it's crazy, and it's like these games can sometimes get really crazy, but then you have to reach to the train to get to Berlin, as that was the last defense before Berlin. And so then afterwards, you then have to take out the Japanese on another island and another mission. And then here comes probably another famous mission with a famous quote, which I'll probably play up there, somewhere up there, basically. Yeah, you'll see it. It's actually really fun. It's a mission where you are on this airplane, and it's the only time where you don't play as Miller in the American campaign. But you have to take out these. You have to take out like these Japanese boats that are carrying cargo and stuff, and then you have to take out the Japanese Blackhawks and stuff, and it's actually lots of fun. Japanese Zeros, and then the PT boats, in which I'll play that famous quote up there. You guys probably already know what I'm going to play up there, but YouTube, please don't ban me because it does have a swear word, but I'll play right there on the green screen.
Leave out the swear word.
It's
Censor it.
it's gonna be kind of hard because they say it multiple times throughout. But no, yeah, I'll just put it right there. YouTube, please don't get us in trouble, but it'll be right there.
We just want to be monetized for it, which we're not anyway.
Yeah, we're not anyway. So then we get to the end of the American campaign, which is the assault on.
Take out those fucking PT boats! Restore spot! Shit, we gotta go!
Cheery Castle, and oh my gosh, guys, I spent literally almost 45 minutes trying to complete this stupid mission. And you'll even, like, I can even tell you on my game capture that it was an hour and 10 minutes before I could complete this mission, and it was so dumb. I hated it so much. But then afterwards, you actually get to choose who you get to save it. You can either save Roebuck or another one. I can't remember who it was. I honestly don't remember any of the American members because they aren't as important as like Reznov or Dmitri or any of the other people on the Russian side. But anyways, but basically in the final two missions of World at War, you play as the Russians, in which you're trying to enter Berlin. You're trying to enter the Reichstag, which is the parliament building of the fascist Reich, and yeah, it's really difficult sometimes because you have to be in the perfect position of where the pillar doesn't fall on you and you die.
Little something controversial here. He's talking about actual fascist, not fascist of what people might think of today.
Yeah, and so then the Russians. So then we have to basically you have to enter the. So then you have to fight through the parliament building.
As long as you live, the heart of this army can never be broken. Things will change, my friend. As heroes, we will return to Russia's embrace.
This is solemn. General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The victory won in the West must now be won in the East.
Gathered here representatives of the major warring powers to conclude a solemn agreement whereby peace may be restored. It is my earnest hope, and indeed the hope of all mankind, that from this solemn occasion a better world shall emerge out of the blood and carnage of the past. A world founded upon faith and understanding of man and the fulfillment of his most cherished wish of freedom, tolerance, and justice.
From floor to floor until you get to the rooftop, so that way you can plant the Russian flag on net after Reznov chops the Nazi flag down, and you plant the Russian flag down, and it's actually a really epic moment because it's how the game ends, and it's really epic, and yeah, it's just so much fun. And basically that's how the story ends. You start from this soldier who was left for dead in Stalingrad, and you become the one who helps the other Russians single-handedly take down the Nazis. It's a really cool story and how they portray that. Also, there's some moments where you have to like keep an eye out, because there are some moments where the Russians also get as blood hungry as the Germans did, as you brutally and mercilessly kill the Germans on multiple occasions. Like there's like,
Well, for historical context, this could be because the Nazis had betrayed the communists first, and as they violated the non-aggression treaty that they had signed when they divided up Poland.
I know, but like whenever they did this, like like whenever they actually like whenever you see these events, you can see like multiple Russians basically line Nazis up against the wall, and then they just like straight up shoot them execution style with machine guns. And then you see later on a couple of Nazis in the subway, or in like a sewer system, or not in a sewer system, but in a metro system entrance. And then then you have a choice on how to basically kill them. You can either use your Molotov and like burn them, or you can use your machine gun and just, yeah, it's.
Well, to be fair, I understand that this is video game and that it's graphic and controversial and a whole list of other terms that you can use. However, it does not, and I repeat, does not compare to what really happened.
Yeah, there's certain. So they wanted to do a more grounded and realistic portrayal of World War II, and they did a perfect job of that. As even the tagline of the game is experience the Second World War as you've never seen it before, and you get that at World at War, because it's like, they do a lot of things right in the game, but they also leave out certain parts that they didn't actually do in World War II, because they couldn't actually show that. Otherwise, they'd probably get like an AO rating instead of an M rating.
Yeah, I can imagine so. There are
Because
certain things that you just couldn't possibly show, like the liberation of the concentration camps.
yeah, you never get to see, you never get to do one of those actually, and it's horrible. But like you do.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Many people wouldn't be able to stand what you actually have seen. There are photographs and there's news footage, and it's stomach churning is what it is.
Yeah. So, anyways, with all that being said, I have a second part to this video where I will be talking about a different game mode of the game. But you'll just have to wait until that second part comes out. But for right now, I'm going to talk about some of the gameplay. The gameplay is very on brand, and it's very hard to aim and shoot the guns as well because it's World War II guns, and they actually accurately portray what World War II guns were like back then. Which
if you think that was bad, you ever played any of the History Channel PS2 games?
Oh, the ones
with
that
Civil War weaponry.
Yeah. But no, like it's very bad because it's like you're trying to, and plus you actually don't have a hit marker in Call of Duty World at War, which I feel like. So I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent here. I sometimes hate games that have hit markers because it's like it takes you out of the immersion, and it's like in World at War, at least you know if an enemy is still alive, you didn't put enough bullet holes in him, and so you waste another like 3 bullets in order to kill him. But in some of the other games, you know, you have hit markers, and it kind of just takes the immersion out because you know you killed him because of the hit markers, and it's like, bruh, just leave the hit markers out. I hate it. Sorry, that was just a bit of a tangent, guys. I didn't mean to go there.
So, how do the graphics compare to previous and even newer Call of Duty titles?
So obviously, the newer Call of Duty titles are actually going to be better graphic wise than this game because the newer Call of Duty titles can run up into like 4K 60 frames per second, all that. But this game actually it was one of the first HD games out there. It was one of the first HD Call of Duty games after Modern Warfare. World at War was, and so I played this game on 1080p at 30 frames per second. So it was a lot of fun whenever I played it on that.
Well, to be fair though, newer video games, and I'm not completely critiquing them here, but to be fair, the graphics themselves haven't really improved that much. I know it's controversial to say, yes, bigger frame rate and things to that nature make it a little bit better, but to say like a remastered version of this game may not actually look as good as the original. There are several cases of the remaster actually looking worse than the original game.
The trilogy. I'm sorry, where did that come from?
I know, bless you.
I'm sorry. That's an in joke. You. All right. So for the final rating, I give this game a full-on 5 out of 5. It is so good. I just suggest you check it out. Actually, wait a second. 10 out of 10. Sorry.
Yeah, video games are different.
What about you, Dad?
Not applicable. And the reason being,
he hasn't
not played it. So you only get one rating today.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. That brings a combined total of, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. As always, though, if you've played Call of Duty World at War and you believe that it is the worst Call of Duty game
I got this. Clearly, you haven't played Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty World War II, Call of Duty Vanguard.
That's a whole list of titles.
Clearly, you've never played those games. Oh, don't get me started on Black Ops 4.
Yeah, sounds like we need an angry rant review from the VP on that one. But, anyways, as always, just remember, we're just
two idiots with a digital camera. Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do, because we have a YouTube show, except they actually don't.
So, having said all that, though, guys, stay tuned where there will be a part 2 that he's going to talk about a game mode, as well as numerous other projects that we got going. As some of you guys may realize by now that we finally understand the editing process a little bit, and are producing bigger, better videos for y'all. Oh, big announcement. Also, second channel coming.
Oh yeah, this is a launch way to our second channel, guys. So stay tuned for that. Where we're going to be doing just strictly video games and let's plays on Denny and Son Gaming.
Right. And you guys might know that we just recently picked up the Sega Genesis Model 1. And we're going to be doing a let's play of it very shortly of the game that we have. Wish us luck on that one because it's going to be a doozy of a video game.
Which we may not just do as a let's play, as more of a long play instead.
Perhaps, because it's going to take some time. Me and him, full disclosure, have been getting our butts kicked at it. Because the game in question that we're going to be talking about
is
Maximum Carnage. And we'll get through it, and we'll hopefully have that out for you guys in the very near future. I'm not sure exactly how long that will take. Also, on the main channel, there'll be more comic book reviews, more movie reviews, more TV show reviews, all the things that you guys come to expect from us. There'll be more. Also, for when we finally do have the second YouTube channel, all of you guys who are citizens of YouTube land, aka the subscribers, be sure to like, share, subscribe on the new channel as well.
Yep. So hopefully that we got this big announcement out of the way, and we are also going to be working on a secret project for you guys.
Yes, it's very secret, very top secret.
Especially for all of you Walker fans. Not going to tell you what, but for all of you Walker fans, we got a secret project coming up where we probably won't be uploading as regularly as we usually do, but it'll be worth it in the end once we finally get to show it off for you.
I mean, we're still going to keep a semi-regular schedule.
Yeah.
And also, because we are going to be starting the gaming channel, there'll be lots of video game streams in the near future, so stay tuned for all of that as well.
Yep. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a let's play of the game first before we do the review of the game. And Call of Duty World at War is basically going to serve as that gateway, if you will.
Yeah, the launching point.
As the launching point, as I got, like I said, I got hours upon hours of gameplay footage. I got like 2 hour-long gameplay captures, you know?
So, yeah, guys, because we've finally been able to figure some of this out. And, you know, yes, our equipment's not the best in the world. We know this. We admit that. But it's a start.
Yeah.
And that's where we got to go from here. And hopefully you guys will all be along for the ride and the journey as we continue to improve our videos and our entertainment factor for you folks that have stuck with us the whole time. And for those of you who are going to be brand new in the near future, we welcome you and we're excited to be on this journey together. So having said all that, there's only one thing left to say, and that is
peace and love from Denny and Son. Bye.